Sunday the 20th of August. It's a week today. It's the first show. They'll be judging it in about 2 hours time. But what will we have? We shall see. We've got a lot of oak woods just flicking back there. Dahlias, I hope. But that it's just starting to flick off. Makes it. There's a few in front of that. That bed's not going to. I'm not meant to. Won't be short of giants, I don't think. Although I'm going to waste something like that, which I was sort of hoping going to hold. They're coming out quick. It's a lovely flower. It ain't going to be in 6 days' time. It's slightly ahead of the other batch. And there is a Casper up there. Just see in the background. Might squeeze a vase of 3 maybe out of those. And I hope these are going to make it. Again, might get a 3 out of them. Should get a few out of that. Hopefully some of these. It will be, they're going to be big numbers. Tuesday the 22nd, so we'll be cutting, it's 4 days, for Essex, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, yeah, cutting 4 days on a Saturday. Be interesting how many of these are be there and how good they are. Some stock seems to be not quite got as much petal as other stock, so we'll see how much of it is good. Dahlias, obviously there's a lot of flower coming there, and hopefully a good proportion of it makes it. Just going through, if you haven't seen the mess, stripping down, so that's me on me effectively hands and knees, just taking any rubbish out the bottoms of the plants. This bed is getting hammered by the wasps, or the weaker plants are, for some reason. But I think they would have served their purpose if I can cut flowers for the National from there. The giants, well, there's some ugly ones and there's some nice ones. That's a big ugly one. And there is a stock variance. Again, I thought I'd selected it out and it had 2 tubers purposely, but when you get things like that, that's health. And even there, not bad, but 2 different styles and colours. There's a little bit of that amongst these, unfortunately. Flowers like that aren't going to make another 4 days. Those are no good. Slim chance. No chance. And definitely no chance. It's quite a nice one, but again, won't hold. So I'm hoping some of these ones, like the 2 up there, the Aggie, will come through. But 5 days out doesn't seem much, but it does when you're looking at flowers like that. You haven't got a show to go to, which is a shame. And there's even more creeping through on the Louis. Quite a big flower, but that centre's had its day. Sitting there, not sure which if any of these would hold. Maybe that one. I'll keep that one out of the way. Still got a bit of a dot in the centre. They grow, and things that you don't think are going to be in the way end up in the way, like cover posts and things. That's the next shot. We'll sort those out. This is the Casper. That one coming there. Might make Essex. I'm hoping those three might make Hyde Hall. And then there's these behind it. Never know. Might make us National or thereabouts. I'd be lucky to get a vase of 3 out of 10 plants. These are the other oakwoods. You can see not much centre in there, not much flower in there, so they're a bit indifferent. Hopefully there's some better ones amongst them. Jill did go through these yesterday and stripped out a little bit of extra roughage. That's not a bad size, bit of a funny shape. But I fear that some of these ones might be a bit on the small side, so I did go through them. Put a string, and then the Marys. There is a rogue bright and red ace in there on purpose. So I'm hoping over 4 days there'll be quite a few Marys to go out. Sometimes you need something in numbers to pad out some of your other classes, and Marys is a good padder. Bright and softer gleams. Again, might just about make a vase of 3. This is probably the furthest bloom. And then there's plenty of Skelmersdale Jane, certainly from that bed coming through. I've just gone through them and took all the rough stuff out. Not always great in the centres, but that looks like it's round. That hole will soon go. Hopefully it puts a bit more size in. Same there. So I'm hoping to find a vase from there. And the poms, just get the ring out, and I had the earliest 2 flowers were oversized. For tomorrow's job, Wednesday, or Dahlia day, is to go through again, disbud, but I'll only go 2 pairs on these last ones, and remove any rogue calyxes that I didn't get last time through. But they're coming. I hope to get a vase out of the Gertler. Some nice hallmark there coming, but again I've got plenty in the centres. Seems to be 2 stocks or variable stock. These ones with a light centre, quite coarse, and just not going to run with it. The plant health is fine, but they're light in the bud, and of course the flowers, where the ones that are darker tend to be like this. Dark centre should be a better flower, he says confidently. There's one that's just popped, but lovely shape. Wouldn't mind a few like that, albeit a day older or younger even. So there we are, 4 days to go to the first show, and there's a bit coming. Whether there'll be as much as I'd like, and I'm pretty disappointed about the giants, but you can only be so accurate. See you Friday. Morning. Friday the 25th of August. We're looking for a show on it Sunday, which is Essex, Judge Sunday morning. So we're looking for flowers on Friday, and this is the process I go through. Some maybe unnecessarily, but that's what I do, to find flowers to cut tomorrow morning. So we go through, tend to find the flowers that are there. Let's just have a walk up this bed of Diane's. Now, that's quite a nice flower. It's got plenty in the middle, and that'll get a cane on it. This is probably the most advanced flower I've got. You'll notice they're two different colours, so that's the fun of it. Still got a little bit in the centre, but that's at the stage I'd want the judge to see it, and they will go a bit older. I think with things like Diane's, you've probably got a 2-day window, so something like that. That's cut. It's round at the back, 24 hours in water. It's going to probably be a reasonable flower. I've got my small ring here. They're not massive, and you rarely have to ever put a ring over a small deck. Try to do it without smacking the one. So they're good size. Not too big, not too small. I'm happy with that, and they get bigger. So as you can see through here, there's quite a few that are at varying stages, but stages I hope even that are within premises for Sunday. It's still a young bloom, but it's got all day today to continue to open, and if we looked at these yesterday, they would have been a step behind that. So it's got all day today. We cut it in the morning. It's got all day Saturday, and the judge is going to look at it Sunday morning. So there's a little bit of leeway, but something like that, that's probably as young as I would be selecting. And there's quite a few. I'll say quite a few, a fair few, at that stage. So they'll be getting canes on, and then cut in the morning. The oak wood, a bit indifferent, as I've been saying, really. I'm never sure what that this far ahead they open so quick. Something like that is probably going to be past it, which then means you end up looking at flowers that maybe like that you think are never going to be the one, but the speed they open at that back end, they are. I may even cut some that are quite young and cut them tonight and give them 2 nights in water, and we shall see. Poms are looking like they're just about coming into a flush. There's not going to be as many as I'd like, but there's quite a few there, and that's going to be the issue. That bloom there is oversized. That's young and okay. That's still a bit young, just about. I panicked a little bit early on, thinking these weren't going to be big enough. That one might be alright. That should be alright. So we hope that within them, just that's how I'd like to show them, and that's just. So hopefully within them there are flowers. I'm going to be end up doing this all day, that do go through. And your eye is naturally always drawn to the biggest flowers because they're normally the furthest open, and then you end up getting depressed that they're all too big and everything else. Hopefully, touch wood, you find some. This is hallmark, and then naturally just that little bit smaller, fumbling around, and they're fine. So hopefully there'll be some around. In that stage there's still one or two big ones where the plant isn't quite so full of flower, and that's a bit big, but again there's more in there. So that's the process. We go through, we put the canes on, and I'll show you that when I get around to doing it. Canes on the blooms that we think we want to take. There might be a vase of 3 amongst those, but not 5. They're all, this is blight and softer gleam, and they're all at a fairly young stage, and I'm thinking flowers like these may well make it to Hyde Hall. Well, the most forward bloom is there. It's a nice flower-ish, bit oval, but that won't make it to the show based on that centre, and it's clock faced. But there's a few maybe, but might make it, so I might find a vase of 3, and that's the point of caning. You can keep on looking at flowers, but until you put the ring on it, stick a stick on it, work out whether it's going to be there or not, then you have got some idea what you're going to cut. Some of these giants, these are ones that I did selfies with earlier in the week, I think on Monday even, and they're still just about hanging on, but when they get old they get messy. That's just about going to not hold. This is a real monster. I'll have to get a tape measure on it. But yeah, it's past its sell by date. Hopefully there's 6 at least in there that aren't. This is the other batch of oak wood, and that's quite a nice flower, reasonable depth. I often get this odd decky petal in the back, and I just pull them out as I see them. That one's been and gone, so that'll come off, but I could do with a vase of 5 from these, and I'm thinking it's probably at that stage, still young, big centre, 2 days to go, but some of these are going to be past it. My cheeky little taker, secure an early bud of Casper, that may well make it. It may be even a bit thin in the middle in another 2 days, but broken ring, but it's good size. It's definitely a large. That's 4 up, so it might have a single bloom. And obviously up here we've got some more giants. I'm a bit anxious about the speed these giants have been opening, and the ability to still have them for the national in where are we? 10 days time. I don't think some of them, maybe it's these buds. I hope it is, because there's a few of them. So I'm going to get on with it. I'm going to be sweating for size on some things, being too big. This is probably one of the earliest blooms of Rycroft Jill that I've got. So it's just 2 week really. Wouldn't mind the judge seeing it probably yesterday. It's some nice flower, and size wise about right. On the other hand, these ones and Marys, which I'm going to have quite a few of, and it's quite tight. I'll be sweating on some of those actually staying within the ring when we get to put them in front of a judge, and whether something of that size centre will make it or not, we shall see. So we'll get started, get it done, get an idea and we'll see what we've got. Morning, bank holiday Saturday morning. About an hour later than I wanted to be here. In an ideal world, I had a bit of a thing last night that meant I had to go out late and come back late. They're only flowers, as they say. So, interestingly, the ones that I caned up yesterday, which are these, which I'm very happy with, thinking that they would be the ones. You can see the development that they made, because ones like that would have been had a little hole in the centre, and I didn't cane. That one would have been about that, which for me is good, and I've got another 24 hours, so might be cutting a few extras. And this one was probably the oldest bloom on the plot, but on the bed, and that may struggle. I mean, I'm happy for the judge to judge that, but I'd want another 24-hour opening on it. So I'll keep it short because I just got to get cutting. But generally, I always cut the giants first, and get them out of any potential sun. Will be a few. The quality won't be what I've had. I've probably already said this, but it won't be what I've had the last few days, because they just were better flowers. But there's some here, and I'd like 6 for the 6, 3 and a single, and maybe 3 spare for any other class. So, got the buckets, the new buckets up here, and they're all drilled around the top. Thank you very much, Sam, at work, for doing that for me. The mesh is just for me to cut and put in the bottom to give the stems something to grip into, and then I'll just twist tie through the holes in the side. There's the old buckets, even got them clean up. So let's crack on, see what we've got. It's the first 3 in the bucket. A drum, it's 3 reasonable eggy white. There's some bigger ones, but they're pretty big. And you can see they're just cable tied or zip tied, or whatever you want to call them, into the bucket. Make sure the foliage isn't touching the flowers, which it isn't. I try to keep some foliage attached if I can, because I just think it looks nicer. But if not, I cut it off and poke it in the vase afterwards. It's just a good way of getting foliage to the show undamaged. So now I've got the fun of picking that up, which is about a third full of water, and taking it for a walk, which you can see. I can zoom in. The van is over there. Each time from here to there. So it's always fun. Crack on.